Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Now, when you go into the scriptures, it tells you what these end times would produce. And I'm gonna go to Romans because see, a lot of people got a deep misunderstanding of this word. We're gonna start from Romans chapter 9. Romans 9 and verse 3 it say, "For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh." Now, brethren and kinsmen is the same thing. So when you see brethren in the Bible, you know that this is talking about a family. This family is kinsmen. And it's according to their flesh. They're not family because of some kind of organization that they don't join. It's because that they was born into that situation. Verse 4, it says, "Who are Israelites?" So now it's identifying this nation as a specific people. They are Israelites. It says, "To whom pertaineth the adoption," so to be drafted in and adopted in, this is what it's talking about. It's not talking about some other nation is going to come and get adopted into the covenant. It says, "And the glory." So the glory is going to be for the Israelites. See, he's not going to give the Israelites glory to some other nation. It's only going to go for the Israelites. It says, "And the covenant." See, the covenant is only for the Israelites. Let's get the second covenant. Hebrews chapter 8. Let's get who the covenant is for. Hebrews 8 and 8. It says, "For finding fault with them, he says, Behold, the days come, says the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." So this is what the second covenant is for. We know the first covenant was for the Israelites. So both of the covenants for Israel. It says, "And the giving of the law." We know the law was only given to the Israelites. Psalms chapter 147. Psalms 147, verse 19. "He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel." Verse 20. "He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them." So these other nations, they haven't known the judgments of the Lord. These other nations, they haven't known the law that he showed unto Jacob. He haven't dealt with these other nations. He only dealt with the Israelites. So it says, let's go back to Romans 9. Back to Romans 9. There's the giving of the law. It says, and the service of God. Who had the service of God? You had 12 tribes. Now 12 of those tribes, all of them wasn't in service. Only the tribe of Levi was in service. See, they was the priesthood. They did all of the sacrificing and all of the things that he was told for the Levites to do. It says, and the promises. What was the promises? Let's get some of these promises. Here go a promise here. Let's get this promise in Psalms 132. Here go a promise. Psalms 132. Starting at verse 10, it say, for your servant David's sake, turn not away the face of your anointed. Verse 11, the Lord have sworn in truth unto David. See, that's a promise. He will not turn from it. See, he's not going to take away that promise that was given to David. Of the fruit of your body will I set upon my throne. So it was a bloodline of family. People that was promised the throne. See? The fruit of David's body. It wasn't going to be somebody that could say, oh, well, I'm drafted in. Nope, you're not the fruit of David's body. No, I'm adopted in. I have faith, I believe too. No, you can't. You wasn't from the fruit of his body. Okay. So then you go to let's get some more promises. Acts chapter. This promises in Acts. Let's get the promise that's in Acts. Let you know this promise ain't went nowhere. Acts chapter 15. Acts 15 and starting at verse 14, is it? Acts 15 and 15. It say, and to this agree the words of the prophets as it is written. What was the prophets writing? The prophets was writing promises to the nation of Israel. Oh, that's a good title. It says, verse 16, after this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David. That's the house of David, the fruit of his body. See, not no some Christian that's grafted in, not some Christian that's talking about they got faith, not some Christian that think they just gonna read the will of God. See, just like a will that you write for your family, they just gonna get drafted into somebody's will. See, he's not dealing with that type of operation. So it says, we'll build again a tabernacle of David which is fallen, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. So he gonna set up the ruin that King David had pretty much handed down to his children. But he got that from Zechariah. Let's go to Zechariah and get that. Because these people want to do away with the promises for them, for them Israelites that was in the Old Testament, and that for the existing Israelites. If they want to join into somebody, they want to be blessed 2 times. But it ain't going to happen. Zechariah, there we go. Now Zechariah 12, Zechariah 12 and 8, it says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God. So the house of David was going to be rebuilt. I don't own the music. I don't own this music. I do not have the copyright to this music. I don't own the copyright to this music. I do not own the copyright to this music. I don't own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. So Zechariah 12 and 8, it says, at that day shall, no, it says, in the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Okay, so he was saying the house of David was going to be as God. They was going to get the rulership. They was going to be on the throne. See? Now let's get Amos. Hosea is a good one, but let's get Amos. Amos chapter 9. It says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sleeve or in a sheaf, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. Jump down to verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as it was in the days of old. See, in the days of old, King David, he didn't have other people being a part of his rulership. See, his rulership was finna be was for him and his family, his house. See, God didn't give King David all the nations, and all the nations was gonna sit around and live off King David's blessing. See, only King David and his children was blessed. So let's see here. Now, King David's children in these last days, they don't know who they are. So it was a great awakening that was prophesied to happen. And that great awakening was going to happen to 2 tribes. And these 2 tribes was going to be the leader of other tribes, like Judah was going to be the leader of Benjamin and Levi, and Ephraim was going to be the leader of the other 10 tribes. So he say in verse Ezekiel 37, I'm going to start at 10. It say, So I prophesied, and he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. See, that's why he said they should be as God and stand upon their feet. The feeble gonna stand upon their feet. So that's what King David that's what's gonna happen to the house of David. But verse 11 say, then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. So the house of Israel, they're gonna awaken. They're gonna have a great awakening, and they're gonna stand upon their feet. That's the promises. See, we still dealing with them promises in Romans 9 and 4.